It's the Austro-Libertarian alphabet. L is for licensure. Licensure means asking the state for permission to live your life. Whether it's driving your car, offering medical advice, teaching, or representing your friend in a legal matter, licensure turns normal activities into regulated privileges. It assumes you must earn access to your own skills rather than treating them as part of your self-ownership. It flips the burden of proof, treating those who use aggression on peaceful people as righteous, while framing those forced to jump through hoops as seeking privileges. Nothing is more pitiful than an adult trained to call doing something peaceful like driving a privilege. From the Austrian perspective, licensure is not only bureaucratic overreach, but also it destroys the entrepreneurial discovery process. When licensing boards control access, they limit who can innovate, serve, and compete. They freeze existing providers into protectionist cartels and slow change by locking in status quo. These boards are often run by members of the industries they regulate. Lawyers regulating lawyers, doctors regulating doctors, barbers regulating barbers. That almost sounds like self-governance until you see what happens. Insiders write rules to raise barriers, limit supply, and protect profits at consumer expense. It's captive regulation. It's always been incredible to me that adults can claim to own the very concept of a profession, and believe it to be moral to uphold arbitrary standards under threat of force. They wear suits and see themselves as serious people, while claiming to have the magic power of knowing who ought to be allowed to work. Statism is obviously a cult. You might think having consumers on these boards would help, but they rarely have incentive to break ranks. And even if they did, they aren't acting as consumers while on the board. They aren't making voluntary purchases with their own money. And even if they were, it would only reflect that individual's preference, not market-wide demand. There cannot be such a thing as a government board of consumers. The bottom line is that licensing authorities enjoy monopoly power over who can work in a profession. That power is used to exclude lower-cost, high-quality newcomers. It shelters the established from risk and scrutiny while forcing consumers to pay more. Licensing, even when industry-led, is still regulation and still shifts power from consumers to gatekeepers. Licensure is not about safety. It is about control. It presumes people cannot be trusted to choose or to be chosen without oversight. In a free society, trust is earned through performance, reputation, and voluntary exchange, not granted by paperwork and privilege. Consumers are protected by competition and legal liability, not by restricting who is allowed to try. The market reveals who is creating value. Nothing else can.